Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's presentation of Premier Series Racing here with the Premier Sim Racing Association. Tonight, we are coming to you from Road America. That's right. Tonight, we're going to have 27 laps. It's going to be 110 miles, left and right turns around this 3.99 mile course in Lake Elkhart, Wisconsin. A little south of the border after our racers went north of the border for the Truck Series race last night at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. That race, of course, won by tonight's pole sitter, Jackson Wade, who is looking to get things let off. We're actually going to go through that grid real quick just so we can show everyone where folks are starting. As I said, starting off first in just his second race of the season for the Premier Series, Jackson Wade in that number 69 car, rolling off to his outside, Griffin Deere. Congratulations to the newlywed Griffin. He had to miss our race last week, but congratulations to him and Mrs. Deere for taking the nuptials over this past weekend. Starting in third place, Dakota Nichols makes his return. He had to miss last week's race, dealing with some real life stuff, but he is back tonight driving that number 24 machine. Alongside him in 29, rolling off in fourth place is going to be James Jackson. Miguel Rodriguez is going to roll off in the 72 in fifth place. Sixth place is going to be Cameron Arndt. Points leader Cameron Sarton is going to be rolling off in seventh position, with Jared Ogletree in the 27 rolling off in eighth place. John Dart in the 93 is rolling off ninth. Travis Dart's going to be rolling, Ogletree is going to be rolling off ninth. Brandon Hare is rolling off 10th. Travis Dart rolling off 11th in the 11 car. Stephen Parker rolling off 12th. And last but not least, Kyle Kendall rounding out our 13 car field for today's race here at Road America. So going to be an interesting race for us here this evening. Certainly have some drivers with some road course expertise. We know Jackson Wade, he spent a lot of time making left and right hand turns. So expect to see him on the move pretty early on in this race. I expect that we will have a little bit of a lead built out before too long, especially between our first two starters, Griffin Jackson, Dakota, James Jackson up there in that mix as well, all very strong road course racers. So as this race gets underway, I expect to see the top 4 or 5 cars break away and potentially have some really, really great side-by-side racing here in the Premier Sim Racing Association. This will be our very first race broadcasting with a road course race, so we'll ask everybody's patience as we try to keep up with everything. The pace car takes the right turn down pit lane, and we are getting ready to get underway here with the Premier Series. Only going to be 7 laps here in this opening stage. We will see a stage caution at the end of that 7 laps. And for now, though, we are underway. Your pole sitter, Jackson Wade, takes us away, gets this race under green flag conditions. He's going to dive it off into turn 1. Dakota's going to take the inside line on Griffin Deere there in the 6th. He's going to move on into the 2nd position. Griffin's going to settle out in 3rd. 4th place is going to be James Jackson. Miguel Rodriguez is going to settle out in 5th, and then it's a big mess behind Miguel for 6th on back. See Cameron Sarton now working the inside of the 3 car. Cameron Arndt looks like he is going to get around him and move himself up into the 6th position. Right behind him, you see, right behind Cameron's Sarton and Arndt, you see Jared Ogletree. Oh, you see a big slide there by the 94 of Cameron Sarton. He gets into the wall here as they dive down into the turn. Takes a little bit of a trip out into the kitty litter. He's going to find his way back onto the main drag of the racetrack. However, not after losing, it looks like 6 spots all the way back to 13th position. Gonna go back and take a quick look at how that happened here. Looks like Sarton just goes into the corner a little too wide. Looks like he's carrying a bit too much speed. He lets his right side tires catch a little bit of that gravel, gets him loose, sends him into the outside wall, and then from there, he's just being polite in his rejoin. So appreciate his candor getting back onto the racetrack as politely as he didn't make his problems for anybody else. Meanwhile, back at the front, Jackson Wade now opening up a lead over second place. We're going to get those gaps showing right for you here in just a second in our timing and scoring. Yeah, you can see that gap now opened up to 2.6 seconds over second place, Dakota Nichols. Looking back here at Dakota, he is currently holding about 0.7 of a second lead over Griffin Deere right behind him. We see James Jackson, Griffin's teammate, all over the back bumper of that 6 car, though, as he is looking to catch up to his teammate and get past him. Won't see a lot of guys in a big hurry, especially back towards the back of the pack this early on. Remember, our road course races are the only races where in the Premier Racing Series we do have a caution flag that will come out at the stage end at the end of lap 7. So we're going to ride along here with Jackson Wade, our leader, for just a few minutes. See if we can see a whole lap here around the track with our leader. See, just takes an immense amount of speed down underneath the Sargento footbridge. Long straight here. He'll carry a ton of momentum, then heavy braking going into this left-hander. This is where you saw Cameron Sarton have a little bit of issue earlier on. He's going to be careful. Ooh, Wade's going to have to be careful there coming through where all of that gravel got dropped on the track by the excursion from the 94 car earlier on. So you can see the cars behind him kind of weaving through that part of the track. We're going to go back to Dakota Nichols as he hops a wheel over the curb there. Going to go back and take a look at a couple of off tracks. Looks like Stephen Parker had a little bit of an excursion not too long ago. Yep, looks very similar to what we've seen, just guys taking turns a little bit too wide. He got right back on the track, no harm, no foul. He loses 1 position. Similar excursion for the 27 of Jared Ogletree. He's going to take that left-hander a little bit too wide back out onto the track. He's going to tidy it up, bring a little bit of debris back on with him, and rejoin there in 7th place. Again, no harm, no foul for him there. It looks like he is going to lose momentum to John Dart here. Let's pick up on this race live now. This is going back to live racing action. You can see Dart back to Cameron Sarton now. Apologies. We were looking at Travis and John Dart, who were, yeah, there we go. They were catching up to the 27 car after he had that off-track excursion. Looks like Jared has tidied it up, been able to maintain his lead over that 93 of John Dart, at least for now. So looking back up at the front of the pack, no changes here on lap 3 of 29. Just a few laps to go here in the stage. Again, only a 7-lap stage. This being an almost 4-mile racetrack the whole way around. This is the longest racetrack that we have in our entire lineup of tracks, the whole schedule for the entire season. This is the longest track. In fact, we were getting some fun statistics earlier and got this from another broadcaster who told us, and want to share this with the audience. Let me get this pulled up. Looks like we had some more off-track action. We're going to come back to that here in just a second. We're going to go back. Looks like Kyle Kendall had a little bit of an off-track excursion here. Yep, he's going to get out into the sand trap. It looks like he gets back on no problem. We see him in that Modelo machine. That looks like a different version of the same one. And then Stephen Parker, another issue for him. As wow, that looks pretty similar to some of the other offs that we've seen so far in this race, where guys just getting a little bit too far out wide. He's even got some damage there on the left rear corner panel of that number 10 machine. So we'll see if he opts to use a fast repair when it comes time to make pit stops here at the end of this 7-lap stage. Back up to the front though, Jackson Wade, extending that lead up to about 3 seconds over second place, Dakota Nichols. Got to go another 1.5 seconds almost back to third place, Griffin Deere. Then James Jackson in the 29. He's going to be bringing up fourth place. Miguel Rodriguez in the 72. He's going to be in fifth. We called out earlier some problems for our point leader, Cameron Sarton. He is starting to march his way back up through the field. You see him passing his teammate there in the 11 car, Travis Dart. He's now worked his way all the way back up from 13th to 10th. So he lost about 7 positions earlier when he had issues going off track, as we see him going off track there again. But no major issues there for Sarton as he is making his way back up through the pack. He is running down the 18 car of Brandon Hare as we speak, trying to get himself back up to 9th position after fighting his way back up into the top 10. Just about 3.5 laps to go here before we take our one and only stage break here at the end of lap 7. Side by side now, here goes Sarton in the 94. He's going to dive it on to the right side. The inside of this turn looks like he had a little bit too much mustard on it. Gave Brandon the opportunity to get the nose of the 18 car back on the inside as they go into the next set of turns to drag race down the straight. It looks like neither car is going to quite have the advantage. Careful here. We've seen some guys overdrive it in this corner. It looks like Travis Dart does just that in the 11. He's going to run it out into the sand a little bit and gather it up. Meanwhile, Cameron Sarton's able to use that inside line to get up and past Brandon Hare in the 18. So on the move once again, this 94 car of Cameron Sarton, keep an eye on him. He's got about a 4.5 second gap to his other teammate, John Dart, up ahead. So we'll keep a close eye on that. So far, the biggest mover of the race, up 2 positions from his starting position. That's the 27 of Jared Ogletree. Jared slowly made his way up, getting past a couple of different cars to get his way up to this position. So moved from 9th up to 7th place. So far, the biggest mover in the race. We'll keep an eye on that. Largest backwards mover at this point, we already talked a little bit about Cameron Sarton, who lost a bunch of positions, but has made a lot of those positions back. Man, we see some of this treacherous gravel out on the track, maybe interfering with some of the driving lines of these guys back here racing for 6th and 7th place. Going to take it back up towards the front, where it looks like we might have a little bit of a race for the 3rd position. As the 29 car, James Jackson, he is closing up the gap to his teammate in the 6. That's Griffin Deere right there ahead of him. Let's ride along with Jackson and see if he can get his nose to the inside of Deere going into one of these turns. Looks like we had a couple more instances of folks going off track as well as a pass. Want to go back. This was about a lap ago. See how Brandon Hare in the 18. Oh, he gets past Travis Dart after Travis. Looks like he took a little spin off track. We're going to take a closer look at that. Yes, he was under heavy braking for that right-hand turn. It just stepped out from underneath him. Get those back tires way loose. He's going to pull off into the gravel and get back underway. So that is the story of how Travis Dart lost that position to Brandon Hare, putting Brandon Hare in the top 10. Kyle Kendall, meanwhile, has another off back out into the sand and grass, doing some landscaping here at Road America. Is that number 16 Toyota Supra. So getting it back on track and keeping it going in the right direction. Going to get us back live here and focused on the leader as we are coming up with only a couple of laps to go. Not the leader. This is James Jackson running in the 4th position, but you can see a little bit of a battle now getting up here for 2nd place. You see Dakota Nichols currently running in 2nd, Griffin Deere in the 6th car, hot on his heels. Seeing if he can get to the 24 and get around him. My goodness, just you see the gravel all over the track. Something these drivers are really going to have to look out for is that gravel, it can get underneath those tires, kind of like trying to walk on marbles as the tires are looking for grip. Some of those gravel rocks can get underneath the tires and cause them to slip up some. So we see the 2 Ford Mustangs from Great Lakes Motorsports really trying to catch up to 2nd place Griffin Dakota Nichols here. We're riding along with the number 6 car Griffin Deere, currently riding in 3rd. This battle, by the way, a little over 5 seconds back from Jackson Wade in the 69 car, who is your leader in just his 2nd race with the Premier Series. Of course, Jackson's been a series regular where he has whooped up on us in the Truck Series a good bit so far this season. You can watch our Truck Series races every Wednesday night right here on PSRA TV. Looks like we had a couple more offs back towards the back of the field. Looks like Cameron Art just got past Miguel Rodriguez when Miguel took an off-track adventure. Let's see what happens here. Yep, once again, just Miguel overdrives a little bit too hard in that corner. That's going to allow the 3 car to get by him. Little extra action that happened just before that. Looks like the 27 car Jared Ogletree, very similar story. Again, just out a little bit too wide. You know, ideally, when you do that, you're going to want to get your left tires maybe to that curb. You don't want them to go over the curb. Looks like we had a pass for position here. We were talking about the march of Cameron Sarton here in this 94 car. 94, he is making his way up through the pack after losing all those positions early on in the race. He looks like was racing his teammate here for position. This is moments ago. We're going to take this live and see exactly where this race stands in real time. Coming back up to 3rd place, Griffin Deere riding along with him as he is tracking down Dakota Nichols. Dakota's going to crest the hill first with a 6, hot on his heels. Do have a battle for position back here. Yeah, John Dart in the 93, Ogletree in the 27, Cameron Sarton in the 94. 3 of these cars battling for position here late in stage 1. They're going to be coming back to the caution flag here at the end of this lap. You see Jared, his wheels all the way to the grass on the left-hand side there. John's going to take the line in front of him. That's going to open the door for the 94 on the inside line. Jared hops the curb a little bit there, and he is going to relinquish that 9th position to Cameron Sarton for now. Oh, Cameron gets a little wide. He runs it back out into the gravel. Jared is going to put the hammer down very carefully, it seems. Jared gets the hammer down, even as it sounded like that machine was a little loose. Thought that car was going to step out from underneath him. But he's able to keep all 4 tires underneath the 27 machine, and he completes that pass back on the 94 of Cameron Sarton. So he's going to keep his 8th place position. John Dart now up to 7th place. But your leader still untouched throughout this entire stage. It's going to be the 69 car Jackson Wade. He's going to be bringing us down to conclude stage 1 here at Road America. Once the top 10 all gets past the start finish line, then they will throw that caution. Oh, it looks like we had an incident here for Stephen Parker. Going to take a look at that as we come to the conclusion of this stage. Got to be not the worst timing in the world for Parker here. Yeah, he does. He loses control of it, steps out, coming down that hill. The back end of that car is just so light coming down that hill. When you go to turn it to the left, it makes that back end want to step out. But fortunately for Steven, the caution comes out right as that happens, bringing us to the end of the stage. And there is that caution for the stage. So your stage 1 winner, Jackson Wade. Second place is going to be Dakota Nichols. Third place and getting 3 points for the end of the stage is Griffin Deere in the 6 car. Fourth place and getting 2 points is James Jackson. And with 1 point, bonus point in the championship for finishing the stage in the top 5 is that number 3 car of Cameron Arndt. So congratulations to our top 5 stage winners. The yellow flag now is out, so we are going to ride along with everyone as they get caught up, and we're going to see if we can't go on board really quick with the driver of the 69 car and get his take on how this race is going thus far. Give us just a second. Let's see if we can get him dialed up. Jackson Wade, this is Chris Ellis in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Chris.
Hey, congratulations on the stage win. Looks like you've really got a handle on this thing so far. Tell me, what's it like out there on the track? Obviously clear track ahead of you. What's been the secret so far in the race?
Man, it's just been kind of cruise control right now up here. It's been a good time. Uh, Not really any secret to it. I'm just trying to drive the car a little bit under the limit so that I'm not killing the tires. But yeah, I mean, just having a good time up here, trying to spoil the party.
Well, you're spoiling it so far. Just your second start so far, and you've led laps in both of those races. Has to feel good to get out of the gate strong, coming from commentator to race car driver here in the Premier Series, eh?
Yeah, I kind of feel like Parker Kligerman. I mean, I had, just get the phone call and I say, all right, I'm gonna go try to win. So yeah, it feels good. Hopefully, I'll be back up in the booth here next week or the week after that. But yeah, I can't wait to see what I can do in this race and then get right back up in the booth whenever I have the chance.
All right. Well, best of luck to you in the rest of the race thus far, and congrats on that stage 1 win. I'll put you back in there with your team, and we might be talking to you again after the race if it keeps going the way it's going.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Chris. Enjoy the show.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. All right, that was your leader, Jackson Wade, in the number 96 car, who has led every lap so far in our race this evening. We're going to take a brief pause for the cause while we are under caution here, and we'll be right back to see how everybody comes out after pit stops. All right, looks like we have one driver who opted to stay out here at the stage break. That is going to be James Jackson. We're going to see if we can get him in the booth and talk to him a little bit about his strategy. Hey, James Jackson, this is Chris Ellis here in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Chris.
Hey, man, just taking a look and seeing everybody behind you pitting except for you. Feeling like the odd man out here, or is this all according to plan?
We'll find out how bad the tires are, but, the old adage is, if you follow the leader, you follow the leader.
Hey, I hear you. Well, looks like you are the leader now, so you're going to be restarting on a little bit older tires. How big of a concern is that for you?
I'm not really overly concerned about maintaining the lead. I just want to keep it clean. Just wanted to cut a pit stop out.
Gotcha.
They can't make it from here. It's going to be a varying strategy of whether they pit right away, as soon as the window opens, or if they split it. But, the way I see it, I'm going to kind of split this race in half. They're going to try and split the second stage in half, and we'll see how it all shakes out.
All right. Well, we'll be keeping up with the strategy as this race progresses. Best of luck to you in that very nice looking number 29 Ford Mustang. And hopefully we'll be talking to you after the race.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
That was your leader, the number 29, James Jackson, the one driver who opted to stay out, doing something a little bit different with pit strategy here. So we'll see how that works out for him as this race gets back underway here momentarily. And the pace car makes that hard right turn, returning control of the field over to your leader, James Jackson, and he's going to lead him down to the green flag. A big wiggle from the 24 car of Dakota Nichols as he comes across the start-finish line. He's going to gather everything up, though. Behind him, you've got the number 6 of Griffin Deere. Knocking on the door behind him is the number 3 car, Cameron Arndt, trying to get the nose of that 3 car underneath. Oh, no. James Jackson, he's going to overdrive it into the corner, gets up into the gravel. A lot of contact back in the field. Looks like maybe the 27 and the 94 got together. 94 of Cameron Sarton. He's going to make his way up all the way up past the 69 of Jackson Wade there, at least momentarily, as Wade is going to bring it back alongside him. Let's check in with some of those guys that it looked like might have gotten some contact. Checking here with the 27 of Jared Ogletree. Yeah, it looks like the nose of that 27 machine's a little bent up. Looks like Jackson Wade has made it back around Cameron Sarton now in the 94. Remember, all of these cars are cars that have already pitted, but none of them are going to be able to make it from here. We're looking with 19 laps to go. We have about a 13 or 14 lap, if you stretch it, fuel window. So everybody will have to pit before this race is over. Now that things have kind of shaken out some, we're going to go back and see exactly what happened on that restart. We're going to focus in on James Jackson at the very start of the field. Oh, he just gets in there on those cold tires. He gets in there hard on those cold tires and is not able to hold on to it. That's going to create a big stack up behind him. Looks like Jackson Wade in the 96 also smokes it in there. He's going to overdo it on his tires as well. He gets out in the gravel. That would give the lead back to up to Dakota Nichols. They're 4 wide back there, all the way across, and grass on both sides, getting around those cars that left the track. contact as we saw the 27 get in the back of the 94. Just a big mess there to kick off this second and final stage. As we focus back on your leader, Dakota Nichols, right behind him, we see some guys just all manner of loose. It looked like that was Jackson Wade and Cameron Sarton back here. Yeah, so now we've got Cameron Arndt, the 3 car on the left-hand side, the 69 car, Jackson Wade, who's led all the laps so far, or led all of the first stage. Wow, look at all of that gravel, dirt, dust, and debris as it kicks up into the air. Remember, when you're working with a simulator like iRacing, when you bring debris and gravel and everything out onto the track when you spin, it stays on the track. And it does impact the way that all the cars handle as they drive over it later on in the race. So it behooves everyone to keep all 4 tires on the pavement at all times. Taking a look really quick moments ago. Oh, we saw, I'm glad we went back to take a look at that. Looked like, not sure if that was an intentional move there by Wade. Let's see if we can get a good angle here. This massive move here by the 69 car. It looks like he makes contact to Cameron Arndt. He's got so much momentum, dives to the inside of the 72. That's going to let Arndt get right back by him. In fact, it's going to let Cameron Sarton get around him as well. It looks like John Dart is able to get right up to Jackson Wade's rear bumper. So we're going to focus on Wade here, bringing it back to live, and it looks like he has settled out between the 94 of Sarton and the 93 of John Dart after that excursion. Oh, speaking of excursions, look at Cameron Arndt up there in the 3. That Cubby's machine was all the way out in the grass, out in the outfield, I guess you could say. That's going to bring Sarton side by side with him. Ooh, this is going to be a tough turn to be side-by-side in, and, well, Sarton's not in the turn for long as he's going to take a little bit of an excursion out into the gravel. Look, just dragging so much more debris out onto the track. You know, the line between the track and the gravel pit's getting, like, thinner and thinner at this point. So we see Sarton's able to gather it back up and maintain his position. Looks like Ogletree now is the one spending time out in the gravel pit. He brings his kitties and beer machine back onto the track. Ooh, that thing is real loose as he tries to get it back up to speed. Yes, he got it out into the gravel pit, but he wants to try to keep it with as much momentum as he can as he completes that lap. We're now 17 laps to go. Back up towards the front, you see Dakota Nichols in the 24. He hasn't looked back since that set of incidents to get this segment of the race kicked off when we saw the 69 and 29 machines both take an excursion out into the gravel pit. Dakota just put the nose of his 24 car on the line, drove right past them on the inside while they were out in the gravel, and he's maintained the lead ever since. But Griffin Deere in the 6 car, you know, he missed last week's race to go and prepare for his wedding. That put him out of the points lead at the time. Now, Cameron Sarton won the race last week, so good chance Sarton would be your points leader regardless, given that performance. But if Griffin Deere can have a strong performance here, that's going to put him right back in contention, putting him right back up in the points lead conversation. So got to think he's looking for a win here when he is that close to race leader Dakota Nichols. Had one pass for position happen back here. It was Travis Dart getting past. Kyle Kendall while he was out in the grass. And then another pass that just happened moments ago is James Jackson and John Dart exchanging position here a couple of times. This is Jackson getting past Dart for the 7th position, and then Dart getting right back by him to get that 7th position back. So good door-to-door racing here further back in the further back in the race. Meanwhile, up in the front, Dakota Nichols has extended his lead now. He's got about a 10-car length lead over the 6 car behind him. Now obviously get closed up as they get down here into the corner under heavy braking for that right-hander. All 3-4 cars in the top of this race, keeping it nice and tidy. You see Jackson Wade in the 69 is able to get his way back up to 4th position. He had a little bit of a shaky start as he ran it off the course there early on. He didn't lose as much position as we saw James Jackson, who settled out back in 8th place in the 29 car. Remember, though, James Jackson did not stop, so he's going to have to bring his car to pit lane before anyone else, expecting folks to be able to go about 14, 15 laps here. So James is going to have to extend it out to at least the end, to at least maybe I'm guessing one more lap in order to be able to make it. So that's going to be cutting it close on that tank of fuel, though. Of course, some of those laps were under caution, which will help him tremendously. We were just talking about James Jackson. He settled into the 8th position after taking this excursion out into the gravel pit. Yeah, it just looks like getting heavy under braking and having that back end step out as they're going into some of these deep turns is proving to be a challenge for some of our drivers. You know, it's really difficult for drivers to take their foot off of the accelerator at times. These guys are race car drivers. They want to go as fast as they can. Sometimes just pushing it a little bit too hard and ended up in the gravel pit. And we've seen a good bit of that here this evening, but so far, not for the 24. Dakota Nichols now building his lead to almost a full 1.5 seconds over second place Griffin Deere. Jackson Wade, meanwhile, has worked his way back up to the 3rd spot after dominating the first stage of the race. So getting himself back up into podium position. Miguel Rodriguez able to maintain a very respectable showing. He's been in the top 5 here this entire race. Miguel, you know, he does a lot of the endurance races with the other members of the Great Lakes Motorsports team. I think Dakota and I forget who all exactly participates in those for those endurance races, but a big group of the guys here in the league do like the 24 hours of Daytona and stuff together. So Miguel Rodriguez, absolutely no slouch with any racing, but when it comes to these road course races, always incredibly consistent and able to put up good, consistent pace throughout the entire duration of a race. We always see him up towards the front. So no exceptions here as Miguel now running in 4th position. Cameron behind him in that number 3 car. Remember, we saw Art taking a couple of trips off of the track early on. Even saw him getting into the wall. I think it was on lap 1. He has so far gotten a pretty nice recovery for himself, back up to the 5th position. Obviously, still a lot of race here to go as we're getting almost to the halfway point, right at the halfway point. So we'll keep a close eye on Cameron's progression throughout this race, but keeping it nice and tidy here in the top 5, even though he had some of those early issues. Been talking about the march of our points leader, Cameron Sarton, in the 94. He actually started this race in 7th, but had some issues early on. Got caught up in an incident before the stage break, caused him to lose quite a few positions. He is now working his way back up, currently in 6th position. Was all the way back in 13th at one point, so he is slowly but surely clawing his way back up towards the front of this field. So far a great showing for him. Do want to check in really quickly on, it looks like we had an off track by Stephen Parker. Oh yeah, you can see those brake rotors just red hot as he overcooks it there going into that left-hander. And as hot as those brakes were, they weren't able to stop him from getting into the sand pit that time. So he gets it back on track. Remember, no cautions here for incident at these road course races. So we're going to keep it green, as there's no real safety issues like we see in real life NASCAR races. So the one caution that we saw early on, the only one that we're going to see for the duration of this race. Looks like James Jackson has brought his 29 machine to the pits finally, after he took, remember, he ran it very, very long there to stay out during the stage. He restarted our second stage in the lead. So he's going to come out of this with some fresh tires over the rest of the field and see if he can put down some lap times to help him get a little bit of an edge back on the front part of this field. But oh no, as we see here, James Jackson, we get a pop-up right here, black flag, that looks like James was maybe speeding in the pits, speeding on either pit entry or pit exit, hard to say there, but yeah, that is going to be a black flag for James Jackson. So while he was the first one in, maybe had an opportunity to catch up with some of these guys on fresher tires. It looks like that black flag certainly going to put a damper on those plans for that 29 machine. So now racing to the green flag pit stop. Man, look at how he just throws that thing in there. I mean, really just sideways into those turns is the 24. Amazing how he's able to maintain control of that car even as he does that. Let's ride on board with him for just a few turns here, and I really want to see if we can help folks appreciate, he's not just slowing down and turning into the corners. He's oftentimes, and this isn't just Dakota here, not just to talk him up. This is all these guys that are maintaining pace here, these top 3, top 4 drivers that are able to maintain this kind of pace where they're running just incredible lap times this late into a tire run. He has to be so smooth, and even then still having to turn his wheel back to the left on corner exit to keep it going in the right direction. So he'll dive it down into the turn. As he accelerates out, you can hear the wheels. You can see his wheel have to straighten out to keep it going in the right direction. So just really great driving here by all these guys in the top 3. We're going to now ride along with Griffin Deer for just a moment. You can see it's not... Oh, it looks like we have a pass now for second place. Let's zoom out and take a look at that. Looks like the 69 car now coming past the 6 of Griffin Deer. Griffin Deer is going to get right back on his back bumper, though. He's not going to let it go super easy. He's going to stay on him, fighting to get back to his second place. But yeah, it looks like Jackson Wade is able to complete that pass for second place. He's now going to see if he can hunt down the leader, Dakota Nichols. Certainly kind of the road course ace is the driver of that number 69 car. So want to look back really quickly. James Jackson is now coming in to serve that black flag penalty, assuming that was speeding or unsafe pit exit, but he's bringing it back down into the pits for that black flag as we speak. So looks like he did go ahead and make a stop out of that. Might be either getting some repairs done or could even be calling it a night because there won't be much attrition, he imagines, at this point. No, he's coming back out, so we can see him re-entering the track now. Okay, also to the pits, Kyle Kendall also making a pit stop. It looks like he may have gone off track the lap leading up to that, though. So maybe some incidents there for him that he needed to go and get taken care of. Gonna keep things here at the front of the pack for now, as we do have some of the tightest racing here at just under 2 seconds that we've seen for the top 3 cars all race long, as they're gonna pass Kendall as he comes out of the pits. Kendall's going to keep his car to the inside and stay out of the way here. Wade's going to sling that number 69 car down into the turn. Look, he's taking that lead down to only about 0.8 of a second to race leader Dakota Nichols. Let's ride along as he tries to track him down, and we're going to let you listen to the sights and sounds of Jackson Wade's driving styles, trying to run down the number 24 car. as we take a little break for some water. All right, while we were away, you saw a pass for the lead. That was Jackson Wade in the 69, taking the lead back from Dakota Nichols in the 24. Looks like as Jackson has already built a 1.1 second lead over Nichols, we're seeing some of these lead cars and towards the lead cars going ahead and taking their green flag pit stop. So currently in the pits, we have Jared Ogletree, Cameron Art, Cameron Sarton, all in the pits, having already made their stops. We have Travis Dart and James Jackson, who in spite of having to actually go back and do a black flag penalty for speeding in the pit, still on the lead lap. That's one thing about a 3.99 mile track, is you can afford to make some mistakes and stay on the lead lap. So just a quick reminder that Wade, Nichols, Rodriguez, John Dart, all the top 5 here that has not pitted yet in the second stage, they all are going to have to pit at some point. Not only are their tires going to be a worn slap out, as they say, by the time they're ready to pit, they are also going to be, they've got to be running low on gas here pretty soon. So as we see Brandon Hare now bringing his car down pit road. I know that we had some caution flag laps there under the okay, we now have a 29 lap race. It's about a 14 lap window to pit. So we got this wrong last week, so give me just a second to make sure I've got this right. As we see now, John Dart and Miguel Rodriguez. We know everybody's going to have plenty of fuel when they pit from here to make it to the end. So it won't quite be like last week's race. One of the things I'm interested in seeing in here, though, is in a 29-lap race, if everybody pitted on lap 7, this is, what, the 12th, going on the 13th lap since they last pitted. So these leaders who have not pitted here, Jackson Wade, Dakota Nichols, Griffin Deere, they've all got to pit. I've got to think this time by, right? It's got to be getting close. So we'll keep a close eye on these 3 cars and see if they're going to pit the next time by. As you see now, John Dart in the 93, he's coming off the pits. Cameron Arndt, he's going to pass him, taking that 6th position. Ahead of Cameron Arndt in the 3 car. We've talked a little bit about Cameron Sarton in the 94. He's already pitted, so he has come down pit road and made his final stop, so he should be good to go from here. We see Travis Start in the 11 now is going to bring his car down pit road to get some fuel and 4 fresh tires. So that leaves just the top 4, it would appear. We've got Jackson Wade in the 69, Nichols in the 24, Griffin Deere in the 6, and Miguel Rodriguez in the 72. I believe at this point are the only 4 cars that have not pitted. And looks like Griffin Deere is going to bring it in this time. So is Dakota Nichols. So Jackson Wade now will be the only car that has not pitted. Let's see as Miguel brings it down this time too. He hasn't quite gotten to the pit entry yet. That's one fun thing about having a road course race like this is, man, it is just so long that we can wait almost a full minute before Miguel even gets to the pit entrance. So he's got time to make this decision, right? If he's listening to the broadcast or knows that all these other guys are pitting, if he's got somebody else telling him, I know he's in a chat with his teammates, there's a good chance that, you know, he could hear that everybody else is pitting and he's got a whole minute to make that decision now for himself. But we'll see what he does. Brandon Hare is going to bring his 18 machine back in, and Miguel's going to keep her out one more lap. So just like your leader, Jackson Wade, Miguel is keeping it out there for one more lap. So Jackson now about halfway through this lap. What will be interesting to see is how quickly and efficiently he can get on and off of pit road. So there you see the pit cycles over on the right-hand side. The latest pit for Jackson Wade was on lap 9. We just completed. Oh no! As you see, a black flag for Brandon Hare. He's going to have to bring his number 18 machine back around to serve that penalty. So let's see if he brings this number 69 Ford Mustang into the pits this time by, and it looks like he will. Jackson Wade, and wow, he is accelerating into pit entry. We'll see, can he get it woed up in time? Looks like he will so far. Clean in thus far. We'll see if he can get out before his opponents catch up to him. So we'll ask you just to keep a close eye on the gap between your leader, who's currently in the pits, Jackson Wade, and Griffin Deere in the 6 car. The question is, can Griffin get all the way up to where Wade is currently pitting in before Wade gets 4 tires, gets fuel, and makes it back out onto the track? So far, pretty flawless pit stop by Jackson Wade. Looked like he got in really cleanly on pit entry. He's going to get fuel. And did I see only 2 tires there? I think Jackson only got 2 tires on that stop. So, yeah, he was only in his... Let's see. Looks like Griffin only took 2 tires, too. He was only in his box for 7 seconds. So we'll see what Jackson's Wade total time was as it pops out. Once he completes this lap, we'll be able to see his time compared to everyone else's. But yeah, it looks like Griffin was only in the pits for 7.3 seconds, was only in the box for 7.3 seconds. And that's got to be a 2-tire stop. I'm thinking the same thing happened here for Jackson Wade. And that may be a difference maker in tonight's race. Honestly, Jackson Wade was kind of driving away with this one anyway, but definitely that could help solidify the deal. As yeah, he's coming out with a full 3.5 second lead over second place Griffin Deere. So, yeah, unless something drastic happens with 7 laps to go, look, we've seen these guys turn remarkably clean and consistent laps all race long. So we'll have to, keep a close eye on it here. But I would think we'd expect a lot of the same from these top drivers. I think the closer race now is going to be this race for second place, as Griffin Deere is working to hold off third place Dakota Nichols. Right along here with Dakota as he tries to track down Griffin. Do want to interrupt this really quickly. We're going to go back. It looks like we had an incident with John Dart, so we're going to go back and see what happened to the number 93 machine. Looks like he just had a little spin getting down into the corner, and he's blinking like crazy, but he's able to keep it tidy, so didn't hit anything, seems to be okay. Let's rejoin the fight now with Dakota, seeing if he can track down Griffin. Oh, as you see a huge slide there out of the 6 car on corner entry. He is just driving the wheels off of that Mustang, trying to keep the 24 car behind. And remember, looking at those pit times, we suspect that the 6 car made a big strategy swing. We suspect he only took 2 tires on his pit stop. Looking at those times, it says he was only in the box for 7 seconds. So you could be seeing a little bit of a 2-tire versus 4-tire battle happening here. You would have to imagine Griffin, he's not going to have as much grip as Dakota and the 24 car behind him. And right as we say that, Griffin asks a little bit too much of those rear tires. They step out from behind him and he slides out into the gravel pit. Dakota is going to get by him there for 2nd place with that mistake. Griffin's going to gather everything back up and get going straight again in time to maintain his 3rd place position. But bummer there for Griffin, as he was up until that point doing just an excellent job fending off the 24 car with only 2 tires. But now Dakota decisively taking that 2nd position, now opening up over a 3-second lead over 3rd place Dakota. So he will kind of comfortably slide into that 2nd place spot. Meanwhile, up at the front, nothing but clear track ahead of Jackson Wade. He's got 1 lapped car ahead of him that he's going to have to contend with. That looks like could be the 11 car of Travis Dart. Yes, it is. So Travis, he's had a fair share of issues this evening. He's gone off track a few times. He's had a couple of spins. Speaking of which, we've got a couple of off tracks that have just happened that we're going to take a look at. So first of all, James Jackson in the 29, we saw him leading this race earlier after a bold pit strategy call regarding tires. He slides it out into the gravel pit again and brings it tidily back onto the track. We saw Jared Ogletree get off track in a very similar fashion. He just gets out into the grass a little bit and gets it right back on track. And then we got another one from Jared. This time, yeah, same deal. Just a little bit in the grass. No harm, no foul there. Nothing bad. All right, so we're going to go back live. And we're back live here where the 69 car has caught the lapped car of Travis Dart. He's going to make short work of getting around him is your leader, Jackson Wade. So Jackson, he has made quite a night for himself thus far with just 5 laps to go. He has, at this point, led 15 laps in this race. So this is a 29 lap race. I know we said 27 earlier. It is 29 total laps for this race. Got a couple of laps added late in the going here right before the broadcast. So 29 lap race. We have so far completed 24 of those laps. Make that we've completed 25 of those laps. And he's led 16 of them. So already clutches the most laps led award, and we still have 4 laps to go here. So he led every lap in the first segment of this race. He won stage 1 that ended on lap 7. He lost the lead for a little bit. He ran off track at the restart of lap 1 of stage 2. Right on that restart, he and James Jackson in the 29 both went off track, overdriving it there to begin this second stage. Jackson, though, has slowly but surely made his way, fought and clawed his way back up to the front. Even before green flag pit stops, he had already taken the lead. Then reacting to what appears to have been a 2-tire pit stop by second place at the time, Griffin Deere. We believe he made that same call. So getting fuel in just 2 tires to maintain a lead over his competitors. So we talked a little bit about that 2-tire stop. I do want to take a look at one thing. We're going to pull up Jackson's lap times here. And what I'd like to do is I want to compare them. To Dakota Nichols behind him. So you can see some of those laps. Those are going to be their pit stop laps. So we don't have to pay too much attention to those. But 5/10 of a second slower was Dakota Nichols. 1/10 of a second slower was Dakota Nichols. I think this lap, when they come to complete this lap, now that Dakota is no longer racing against Griffin for the second place, now that he's got clean air out on the nose of that 24 car, I think we can expect to see Dakota starting to close this gap between himself and the leader, Jackson Wade. Only 4 laps to go here, but remember, this is Road America. This is almost a full 4-mile racetrack. This is a 2-minute 18-second lap. So 4 laps. You can call that 10 whole minutes basically in this race for Dakota to be able to close the gap up to your leader, Jackson Wade. So it looks like Jackson Wade, he's going to put down a great lap that time at 2:17.9. And Dakota's going to bring it in. And it looks like a 2:18.6. So not quite the lap time that Dakota is going to need if he's going to be able to run down the 69 car. And based off of that, it just doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight unless something happens for that number 69 car. So we'll keep a close eye in the waning laps of this race. Just a few to go here. We're going to take a quick break to get some water, wet the old whistle before we have to get ready to do post-race interviews. We'll keep our eyes weathered on this number 69 machine of Jackson Wade, and we'll be right back on PSRA TV. All right, popping back in here to take a look a little bit further back in the pack, running in 11th place. Looks like that we had some troubles again for Stephen Parker, so we're going to take a look at that. We got a couple of other on tracks that we're going to review. Yeah, that turn, such a high-speed entry right there. Oh, just barely bumps the nose of that number 10 machine. He's able to reverse it and get it going again. Not a ton of damage there, so not too bad there for the 10 car. We're going to look now at Jared Ogletree. Yeah, that same spot. We've seen so many people run off the track and then right back on the track. Looks like he just had another off track. That looks suspiciously like the same one. I think I got 2 alerts about the same off track based off of that. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Back up to the front. Main thing that matters there is that Jared was able to keep things going in the right direction. So speaking of in the right direction, there was only one direction today for Jackson Wade, and that's been forward. You know, he didn't have the cleanest of races He led every single lap to get us started in the first stage of this race. Those first 7 laps, he led all of them. And after he won that stage, he was the first one out of the pits and was racing for first with then leader, the 29 car, James Jackson, and they both overcooked it into the turn. Both ended up out in the gravel. But the 69 car, Jackson Wade, he came back on, I believe, 5th or 6th place at that point, and he has been just fighting one car, one pass at a time, making his way back up to the front of the pack. And here he is from before we even had green flag pit stops. He took we believe, a 2-tire stop, fueled up his car. He said earlier he was trying to save tires from the very beginning when we interviewed him during the stage break. So no doubt that was why he was trying to save tires, so that he could afford to do a 2-tire stop there late in the going. And we think that was the difference maker. It was able to help him maintain those few seconds. If he'd spent another 7 seconds, he came out in front of Griffin Deer by, I think, only 3 or 4 seconds. So if he had spent those extra 7 seconds in the pits getting 4 tires, he would have come out in second place. And who knows what could have happened with side-by-side racing, the way that we see it unfold sometimes. So the side-by-side race instead happened for second place. We saw some really great door-to-door racing with Dakota Nichols and Griffin Deer for second place. Was a slip up by Deer, taking it off track for a few seconds there, trying out his role as an off-road racer. Put him back in third place. Dakota able to keep it clean and keep it up in second place so far here this evening. But no real tough race for the leader this evening. Jackson, he did have to scrape and claw his way back up there for a few laps, but once he made it to the point, he stayed there. And now just moments away from sealing the deal, from leading most of the laps here this evening, 20 of 29 laps by the end of it. Let's take a look and see here. Yeah, so if he leads this final lap, which it looks like he will have led 20 of the 29 laps. So just a outstanding performance by the number 69 car, and he's going to spin it. He's going to take a victory spin across the start finish line here, and he's going to be there waiting for his competitors as they cross the start finish line. Let's see. We see Dakota coming in, bringing it in second place. Griffin, he's going to bring it in third. Behind them, we see Miguel racing with Cameron Sarton. Miguel, it looks like he is going to get past Cameron there for fourth place. Sarton's going to bring it home in fifth, as you see the winner of the race sitting right across the start finish line to greet the other finishers. Let's see. We see Cameron Arndt now in third place. He's going to bring it around to complete the final lap to bring it home in sixth place. Looking back, we have Cameron. Yes, Cameron did bring it home in sixth place. Now looking back to John Dart, he's holding on to it. Looks like he's going to bring it home in seventh. Behind him, we've got James Jackson in the 29 after leading earlier. He is going to be finishing around about the 8th position. And Jared Ogletree looks like he will finish 9th. Travis Dart has already finished one lap down in the 10th position. So while we are watching for them to finish, we're going to go ahead and pull up your winner, Jackson Wade, here and get a quick interview with our winner for tonight's race. Jackson Wade, you're on with Chris in the booth. Congratulations on a dominating performance, leading 20 of our 29 laps here tonight, bringing home the checkered flag at Road America. First of all, how does it feel to get your first win in the Premier Series, the big times for Premier Sim Racing Association?
It was good. It was fun. A bit stressful there at the end, more than I should have let it be. But it feels good. I mean, I'm just happy to be up here, being able to race, and yeah, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it looks like the car was all over the place there. You were certainly having to really drive the wheels off of it. In fact, it looked like you had to come up through a little bit of adversity there to kick off the second stage. Talk to me a little bit about what happened there shortly after that restart with you in the 29, and how you locked in and drove back up through the field.
Man, it was it was just silly. I was following James, and we were grilling him about staying out and having old tires and how he was going to struggle. But then I proceeded to focus on where his car was and just follow his braking zone, thinking that that was going to be okay. Obviously, it wasn't. I was able to react a little bit whenever I noticed that he was going to go off track. I was able to kind of just grab some extra brake and not, you know, die. But it was not not good to do that. I kind of put myself in a hole there. Got some wise words from Griff. Just told me to lock in, so I said okay, and I started cranking out some good laps, and was able to, I think, get back up to the lead before the pit stops, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you took it
Oh,
back about a lap and a half before green flag pit stops.
yes, I remember. And then the whole incident with Cameron there, I haven't seen the replay yet. I think I just went for a move and got squeezed. And whenever I went to grab the brakes, it was like right where the track kind of like kinks back towards the left a little bit. So I grabbed the brakes, and I think I got into him. So apologies for him. I think I sent him into the wall. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but that was my bad. Should have been patient and just waited another corner. So, but no harm, no foul. I think we all got a decent finish out of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think a really solid race overall. Was really good to see a green flag pass for the win. So it looks like a pretty solid battle between you and the 24 car. And we picked up on something here in the broadcast that I wanted to ask you about with your strategy. It looked like did you take two tires on your green flag pit stop there? Because it looked like you and Griffin both opted for that strategy, if I'm correct.
Very close. I did take two. Griffin took no tires, I believe. So the strategy going through our voice call was whether or not to take tires. And whenever Dakota pitted and Griffin pitted at the same time, I knew that that was going to be my telltale sign of what I should do. So Dakota took four, Griffin took none, and I think Dakota was like 3 seconds back whenever I was coming around to pit. So as I'm in the pit road, I'm trying to scramble to get four tires after having no tires, but I didn't want to, hit a wrong key bind and accidentally add an entire gallon and too much fuel. So I tried to do it manually, and I only selected my two left side tires. So unironically, I selected the two tires that I needed the most because they wore out the most. And my jack got dropped just shortly before my can got taken out. So unironically, I took just as many tires as I could with the amount of fuel that was put in the car, and I got out just in time, which is why it looked like Griffin also took two, but he ended up taking none. So took two left side tires, and I think that was the difference because Dakota would have been coming at me if I didn't take tires.
Yeah. I was looking at the time differential there, and you would have had to take 6 to 7 more seconds in the pits, and you came out with about a 4 second lead. So you'd have come out behind them and really had to fight for it at that point. So overall, great strategy call, great speed, great race overall. This closes out a pretty big week for you here in Premier Sim Racing Association last night with the Truck Series at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, another road course race. You took your truck to victory lane there, doing it back-to-back nights. So some big things happening for you this week. Anything else that you'd like to share with everyone?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big obvious thing is that it's just been a good week overall. Obviously, we were able to sweep the races, but the other big thing that's happened is I was able to announce that the wife and I are going to be expecting a kid in March of next year. So having that be announced this week as well is just big news, and it's just been a really good week overall.
Awesome, man. Well, obviously, those things are way more important than anything that we do here with PSRA TV and with the Premier Sim Racing Association. But we do get to kind of share life with each other and kind of watch each other go through these processes. And it's really, really cool to see that for you and your wife. So for me and my family and all of us here at PSRA, to you and your family, congratulations. And yeah, we look forward to continuing to support you as your friends as you go on that journey.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for all those kind words and broadcasting this race. It was really fun to be out there and take home a victory tonight.
Hey, happy to do it. You made it really hard for me to try to keep it interesting, but you dominated nonetheless, and at least you fell back a little bit, right, and had to drive up through. So great win 2 nights in a row. Anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, for sure. Just all the guys at JLM. I know I come in here and spoil their party, but I couldn't feel too bad about it as a couple of them try to come in and spoil the truck parties. So just doing my best to do the favor in return. So thanks to those guys, Griffin, James, and Miguel there, and Jim in the truck series is always fun to race with those guys. I just got all kinds of friends and family watching me race and do what I love. All glory to God and just all the miracles that He's been able to do in our lives recently. The guys at GLS, my other oval racing team, I know a lot of those guys are supporting me as well. And on the endurance side, that always improved my road racing is going to be the No Talent Motorsports crew. So just a whole bunch of people to thank. Can't name all the names. Everybody at PSRA TV and everybody out on track tonight for showing up. So it was just a really good night, and thanks to everybody for showing up and watching me race.
All right. Well, thank you again, Jackson Wade. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your winner from Road America tonight, Jackson Wade, the driver of the number 69 machine, celebrating some wins on the track and off, as he and his wife just announced that they are going to be welcoming their very first child. So huge news for him and back-to-back wins to boot this week. So congratulations go out to Jackson and his family. Now we're going to see if we can't dial up our second place finisher, Dakota Nichols. Dakota Nichols, this is Chris Ellis. You're on with the booth. Sorry for the jump scare. You got a minute to chat with us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, Dakota, looks like you were able to bring it home second place. Good run tonight. Looks like looks like you had a really solid battle for Griffin there after the pits. But did you really have anything for Jackson as he came up before that green flag pit stop there at the end?
No, I don't even think there was a moment in this race where I really thought I had anything for Jackson. I thought it was really cool that I got to lead some laps there in the middle after his mistake. But outside of mistakes from Jackson, because he'll make a few here and there, but outside of that, I mean, this is he's just an alien on road courses. He's really good. I say that this is the expected outcome, as bad as I hate to say it, but no, I don't. I think he was the best car for sure.
Yeah, he had a lot of speed. I thought you're going to have something there for him. It looked like he took 2 tires. Griffin took no tires, I think, and you took 4 tires there on that green flag pit stop. Did I pick that strategy up right? You were 4 tires, right?
Yes. I was 4 tires. I was wondering how Griffin jumped me on the pit stop, but if he took no tires, that'll do it.
Yeah, it was no tires, and when you got to him, it looked like he just had no grip left. So I figured that might have played into it somehow. But yeah, it looked like some good hard racing between you two. Any other points of the race that you remember particularly tonight that you wanted to talk about?
No, you kind of said it. I mean, just asking about if I had anything for Jackson. Jackson has this awesome thing that he does with me where he'll start sandbagging a little bit and he'll start messing with my head. I don't know if I had the same pace. I was matching him for a good 6-7 laps there on that second run. I don't know if that's legit. It's so hard to tell with him, but it feels good to know that this time 2 seasons ago, the guy was untouchable. He would have won this race by 30, 40 seconds. And that's very possible that he could have done that without the stage break tonight. But, he taught me a lot. Shout out Jackson. He taught me a lot about stock car racing on road courses 2 seasons ago. So to be able to apply that a little bit, It was pretty cool.
Right on. I didn't realize that he had done that much teaching. So looks like one day you might be able to catch up to him and pass him. Tonight was not that night, though. Gave it a good run nonetheless, though. Had good speed throughout the night. And for what it's worth, in that last run, we were keeping up with it. You were within, let's see, 0.3, half of a second for most of that final run of the race.
Yeah, and I know Griffin really closed on me the last couple laps, and I was trying to keep pace with Jackson, and eventually it just got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not going to catch him. Let's just make it to the end. And luckily able to scratch it out. I was really over slow and everything. I drove the last 2 laps of this race with numb legs. I mean, it was a physical showing for sure.
Yeah, man, y'all are all over the track. I commented a few times on commentary how y'all were like sliding it into the corner, and how, I mean, there's just absolutely no brakes, right? Because sometimes you do get in an oval race, we're going to have caution flags where you can stretch your legs a little bit, all that. None of that here, and your legs are more active. So, yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I think part of it was the entire back half of the racetrack had marbles and gravel all over it for most of the race, and so that didn't help any either.
Yeah. There's some clips that you can see in the broadcast where, I mean, it's everywhere. I even said at one point that the line between the gravel pit and the track's getting pretty thin at this point, because there is just so much debris that got pulled out onto the track. So I think everybody, frankly, did an admirable job of handling themselves once all that happened.
Oh, yeah, I'd say so. Everything from turn 12 to turn 14 might as well have just been one big gravel pit, if you ask me. So
yeah, well, hey, that did make it exciting to watch, even for the guys that were mostly in control. We saw some cars step out that I don't think usually would have. So it made for an entertaining watch. So, well, Dakota, I know you've had to miss a couple weeks here and there, so it looks like your points run for the season. You've got a little bit of making up to do, but as far as winning races, you gonna see yourself, battling kind of more consistently here as the rest of the season wears on, or can we expect to see you kind of miss some and be a few, as we continue?
no, I think me missing races the first half of this season, it was kind of a mental reset. I had a really tough start and kind of lost my lack of drive to do it at all. So I hate to come back on a road course, but I kind of decided this week that it was time to get back in the swing of things and just kind of take back what pick up where I left off last season. And so we'll see if we're able to do that. I know the competition's a lot stiffer, but as you asked me, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I still plan on making a run for the championship. So.
All right. Well, we look forward to watching it. Before we wrap up, anybody that you want to give a shout out to this evening, Dakota?
Oh yeah, for sure. Chuck Smith, again, Jackson, for teaching me. He probably regrets it now, but teaching me what he knows about stock car racing and just me applying it. That's one of the biggest things that's helped me out, is him teaching me. So, shout out Jackson, and congratulations to Jackson for the win.
All right. Thank you very much, Dakota. Congrats on the second place win. And hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you out here next week.
Yes, sir. See you.
All right. That was your second place finisher, Dakota Nichols. Now we're going to see if we can get our third place finisher into the booth. That is the number 6 car of Griffin Deere. Let's see if we can get him into the booth to talk to us about his race. Hey, Griffin, this is Chris in the booth. Congratulations on a third place finish. You got a minute for us?
Yeah, for sure. Chris, how you doing?
Hey, doing well, man. Just got done watching a fun race with a lot of gravel out on the track, a lot of rear ends kicking out from underneath guys. I mean, even the guys that were in control, it looks like we're kind of slip sliding into the turns through a lot of it. Yourself being no exception, it looked like you were on the same set of tires there for the whole second stage. Did I get that right?
Yeah, so I pretty much just tried to slip as least as possible, and because I knew like I would probably get the position over Dakota if I didn't take tires, so I just tried to manage them early, and I felt like I was good on the long run. And even when Dakota took tires, and I kind of had my slip up, and he got past. He kind of stretched it out to about 3 seconds, and then I was able to claw it back, even on the old tires. So I felt like just managing tires worked well for me tonight, and kind of had I not had that slip up into the Canada corner there, I might have been able to hold off for P2, but we'll never know. So.
Yeah, it looked like it was gearing up to be a really great race between you and the 24. We were watching live when that slit happened going into that corner. But other than that, I mean, it looked to be like you had all four tires underneath you for most of the night. I mean, we saw your back end slip a little bit and you make saves here and there, but overall, given the same set of tires for the whole second stint of the race, I'd say a pretty solid run there. I mean, it's not like your lap times were way off pace, the guys around you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I noticed a couple laps before I pit, I set like my fastest lap of the race. So I thought, okay, well, if I'm only running in the 18s, I knew kind of through testing that I could run a few extra laps after pitting on the same stint and still like not have a ton of fall off. So I pretty much just was driving conservatively, just trying to save tire and save that left rear. And yeah, I think I did pretty well overall, minus the mistake I made. But yeah, overall, I think just like taking care of the tires helped me, and I was glad with the finish. I think in terms of points on the championship, this is a good result for me with Cam and John finishing a little further back. So yeah, I'll take tonight's result.
Yeah, I was just going to say that after missing last week, getting back in the swing of things with a strong finish ahead of the points leader and second place in points, Cameron Sarton, John Dart, that is going to help you in your climb, hopefully for you back up towards the top of the points. You came into this race 52 points behind. You're going to be leaving this race with a smaller gap. How are you feeling about that gap as we look ahead to Atlanta and then the paperclip itself, Martinsville, in a couple weeks?
Yeah, so I think I'm happy with the fact it's only 52, given that Cameron Sarton's won 4 races, and the fact that I've missed a race and to only be 52 back is I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's probably like a race and a half worth of points. So
yeah, and I don't want to have to correct you on this, but Cameron Sarton's won 5 races.
5 races, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think I'm glad with kind of my points position so far, but I think I've got some work to do to catch up and really get ready for those playoffs here.
Yeah, well, it speaks to the level of consistency that you've had thus far this season. Adding to it tonight, another top 5 finish, another podium. But listen, we're kind of burying the lead here. There's bigger congratulations in store than that. So, Griffin, my understanding is that you missed last week because of a special occasion. Do you have anything you'd like to share with our audience?
Yes, so I did get married on Saturday. I'd like to thank everybody who reached out with congratulations to me. It seemed like a lot of guys in the league kind of shared that with me, so that was really nice to hear. And definitely shout out James, who actually sent me a wedding gift. So that was really thoughtful and meaningful for him to do. So yeah, and I'd definitely like to shout out my my new wife, Nadine. So I don't think she's watching, but I'll let her know to tune in.
Yeah, well, to you, Griffin, and Nadine, congratulations to you both from all of us here at Premier Sim Racing Association. We were talking earlier with Jackson, who just announced that he and his wife are expecting their first child, and it's like, we do all this iRacing stuff together each and every week, and yeah, we have the races and the broadcast and all that, but we also kind of get to do life together a little bit digitally, virtually from hundreds of miles away, and so it's just kind of cool to be able to share that with each other. So huge congratulations to you and your wife from both me and my wife and all of us from Premier Sim Racing Association.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. No, it really means a lot. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, before we wrap up here tonight with the broadcast, anybody that you'd like to give a final shout out for around tonight's race?
Yeah, definitely. I think first off, obviously, my new wife. I'd like to give a shout out to Nadine, and then give a shout out to my teammates, James and Miguel and Jackson tonight, and Jim yesterday, and yeah, just thanks again to you, Chris, for doing this all by yourself. I know it's got to be kind of exhausting watching an hour or hour and a half of road course racing by yourself, but appreciate everything you do, man.
Hey, no, I really enjoyed doing it. I had to promise myself I wouldn't do the British accent for the road course races, and I didn't. So I'm nobody wants to see that. I absolutely promise you that. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and congrats again on a solid finish, and again on the nuptials, Griffin. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, that was your top 3 finishers from the PSRA race tonight at Road America. Gonna run down your finishers one more time. So first of all, first place was Jackson Wade in that 69 machine. And we're actually gonna try to show... second place was Dakota Nichols in the 24. Third place, Griffin Deere in the 6. Finishing in 4th was Miguel Rodriguez in the 72 machine. Cameron Sarton brought it home in 5th position. In 6th position was Cameron Arndt. John Dart brought his number 93 Ghost Racing machine home in 7th place. 8th place was James Jackson. Jared Ogletree brought it home in 9th. Travis Dart ended up in 10th position in that number 11 Toyota. Stephen Parker, after a night of spending a good bit of time off track, unfortunately, was able to bring it home in 11th. He did stick around and finish the race. Kudos. Kyle Kendall in that number 16 machine brought it home 12th, and rounding out our 13 car field, the only car that had to retire early, Brandon Hare in that number 18 machine. Congratulations again goes out to our winner, Jackson Wade. Congratulations to Jackson and Griffin again on your big personal news. For everyone here at PSRA TV, we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday night with the Track Racer Truck Series, on Thursday night next week right here with PSRA TV for the Premier Series, coming to you live from Atlanta Echo Park Motor Speedway. High Banks fast racing, drafting, 200 miles, door-to-door, bumper-to-bumper action. So we'll be covering that probably hoarsely by the end of the night right here next Thursday night. We'll see you then. Thanks again for watching PSRA TV.